what's her freaking name? Bridge, where Brigida has started up her own tavern. And she's just getting it going. The city of New Orleans is just getting started. So you guys are, one of your quests is to deliver supplies to her and then to help her with little issues that she's having. But if I think you guys have a map of like the world or the continent map from the Heroes Respite campaign, and I might be able to draw on that or explain something from it, so you guys kind of know where you're at. It doesn't really matter.
On my stuff for a minute, just so
the map isn't going to mean a whole lot for the campaign, but just so you know. Are you planning on having aura up the whole time, Dominic, or are you just seeing what it's like for later when your auras?
For later on when I have the aura effect, I'll turn it on in battle.
Gotcha.
I'm just trying to figure out what the best looking one will be probably for me.
Okay, and that's just like a toggle, right? So
I can turn it on and off. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay. We're gonna make sure that does everyone have their mics muted? So they can just like click in or something like push to talk. I've got mine push to talk right now in case I stop speaking at some point. If you guys hear me go quiet for a long time, reminding. So I actually might turn it on to free talk, but I'm just worried about the dogs until Bailey can help. That's it. So I'm not gonna try not to get mad at you if we're like talking over each other, but I'll just remind you guys like, hey, like toggle or mute your mic or XYZ. Just to keep it as smooth as possible. I've got music and stuff, so if you guys can't hear it, it's not playing right now, but you might have to adjust your settings. I think the default sound setting is max. Like master volume is always set to highest in Roll20, so you might have to play with that a little bit so it syncs up with like an appropriate volume between that and like your Discord volume. If I think of other stuff, I'll let you know. We'll iron out a lot of the difficult stuff. And I'm there so I can see.
Why the hell would I have that
on me? Alright, does anyone have any questions about what I sent you or about where we're starting or anything like that?
Yeah. Was anyone in Heroes Respite when stuff went down as far as your backstory? Let's say the Pithrid session 0 point whatever. I
don't know. Not I.
Okay. Anyone else?
I mean that I
don't think so.
Unless you put me there, I had not planned that. So no, nothing more.
Yeah, I'm not going to plop you guys anywhere. You're welcome to be. I will say that you guys have taken up the mantle of becoming like the new adventurers. The Heroes Respite was lacking. So you guys could be coming from all over the continent. You could be coming from a different land. But you heard there was opportunities here. But there's no low-level adventurers to handle this kind of mundane work as Kira and company are, they've got whole cities to run now. They're not super concerned about killing kobolds anymore. So they're hiring that work out, and they're actually hiring with very good prices and adding perks on, like having your application looked at for the Flying Opera Company. So they're kind of overpaying for services to try to drum up attention, and you guys were interested in that for whatever reason, plus whatever the little background was that I sent you individually.
So I know Paul and I have talked quite a bit more than anyone else with me about how our kind of histories have been intertwined. We're friendly with each other. We're not, great friends, I think, but we have like a mutual working respect for each other. I'm very much open to having that with anyone, planning backwards, essentially. I just know that we haven't gotten to that conversation yet. So
I think that's a great start.
Yeah, I've probably been in the city for a month. Some mountains out west, whatever. I don't know the map. I gotta look at it. That's where I'm from. we'll say. Are there other continents that we can be from? I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Now, literally, the Hero's Respite thing threw me, and I'm like, oh god, now I actually gotta find out like where I'm from, because now we have a place that I'm actually used to. So I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, so the western mountains that you would be referring to are most likely around Bleakshire. It could be giant infested. It's kind of overrun, as that's been going on now, so that might be a reason why you have fled. Or perhaps you are from the plains northward of there, because of everything that happened in Bleakshire. Like maybe you are a barbarian of the wilds that tied into your backstory, and with no major city over there, and many of the smaller settlements like no longer in use. Maybe you just started looking for people. I don't know. That's kind of up to you. But there's several mountain ranges on this continent. If you want to be from the west, it's probably by Bleakshire.
Okay, I mean, I'm happy to say, the giant attack is part of my backstory. I feel like whatever questions I say, like, would this be fine? I think you're going to just say yes to, so I'm just going to have to work that in and kind of, maybe I had some friends that died, and I'm just kind of like, God, that was fucking fun fighting. Like, God, I want to kill some more things. Like, I want to slay these bad guys. Like, damn. I don't want
So maybe does your like fear of cursed weapons, does that, if that's still a thing, does that tie into this somehow? Like once the siege happened on Bleakshire, or with the giants that are like collecting all these hordes, like do you blame some kind, like is there something that ties in of like, oh man, like that goblet that we've had for forever, like it went missing one day, and then this attack on Bleakshire happened, and it's tied to that. Like it doesn't even have to be true per se, but like any number of things like that could spring from it, where you're like, oh my gosh, like that's where it comes from. Or it could just tie in with your
thought
brother.
was like 50 years ago, like one of my good buddies was like, dude, some like lady just like showed up and gave me this necklace that's awesome. And we're like, dude, awesome. And then like he kind of slowly, like over the next few weeks, like started to kind of just act really weird. And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna go check out the mines, and just like ran off into the mines. And we're like, don't go to and we never saw him again. And we're like, that dude was cursed. Like a good close personal friend of mine was like clearly taken advantage of and cursed, and like there was nothing he could do, and none of us knew what to do. So that's kind of my backstory of, God damn, I really don't want to be cursed at all. Like that's the worst possible thing that could happen, just having no control over yourself.
I like that. And maybe solidify some of that into your character, like in the bio section, so other people can see it, like the stuff you're willing to share. Because once you guys found each other, and you guys like had an idea of like, hey, I'm going to travel with this person, like that might be an adventure that could help me, or that I should be interested in, for whatever reason.
Yeah,
we're probably going to talk to each other.
Yeah, I'd like to have the whole, oh man, like I'm going to be doing this, and these people are also going to be doing this. They probably need my help. I'm not going to be like, wow, you guys are bad and you need my help. But I'm on the inside, I'm like, I don't know if they'd survive without me. I should probably help these people. Like, ugh. Like 4 of them, 5 of us, that would be good. Five's a great solid number for a group. 4? I don't know.
5 feels balanced. And you know that the heroes here, balanced. There were 5 heroes here. There were 5 heroes before them. Lucky number 5.
So very much not looking down upon the group, but also these guys could probably use my help. Most of them are pretty squishy, except for that big old guy over there.
Which leads us to Dom.
Can we call you Dom, or would he prefer Dominic?
Dominic, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just don't call him late for dinner.
Huh. So did you know these guys beforehand? Like, had you met prior to meeting up? I'm going to say
with what you gave me, I would not know any of these people other than the dream that I had. Because that seems to make more sense to me. That I have this dream. I don't know who it's from, but I have my suspicions as my character who's talking to me, but I don't know because I don't know what she looks like. Meaning the red lady. So I would say like I'm in the tavern or something like that, and I'm like going over what was said in the dream and like writing it down in like a journal or something, and then I see, I guess, these people walk in, and it's like, oh, that looks like the person, and that looks like the person, and that looks like the person, and then so I'll probably go, hey, at some point, and be like, and then start off from there.
All right, I've got something on that then. And
So-
jump in. I feel like I'm talking a lot already, but if you were to look over and see in one of my pockets, that mean anything to you? I couldn't hear you.
You just broke up a whole bunch, Tyler.
I'm Jared, by the way. You're Tyler.
No, I was telling Tyler that he stopped halfway through a sentence.
I saw Jared's mouth moving, but I didn't hear anything, so I was trying to let him talk. Okay, so if
you said something about that I see something in your pocket. I didn't catch what that was.
A card. If I had a card in my pocket. So
okay.
Thing, because you said the word dream, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is going to come up real quick then. I also had a dream. So if I had my card out, like blatantly showing it, would that maybe be a way for you to go, oh shit, that dude's got a card?
Yeah, because I have one too.
Ah. Well, here we go. Backstory, boys.
It's like a tarot card.
I thought it was. I doubt it is, but I thought it was a deck of many things card for a second. I was like, I don't think Jason would do that.
That would be a homebrew campaign.
Yeah.
And you all have a card on your lap, and you pick it up, and then this crazy thing happens.
Yeah.
Jason, does Lucille have any idea who was talking to her in the dream? Or is it just, I recognized those? Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't supposed to know who that was.
Nope, you do not recognize who it was. I mean, they just became familiar to you over time, but you don't know who it was.
Gotcha.
So, did we all then walk in to see Dom? I guess would we have walked in together, and have we been talking about our cards and dreams? Would anyone have not said, if I eventually was like, oh shit, wait a second, you are, okay, hold on, you're the rising sun. Just like real quiet, like, do you have a card? And I'll pull out my card to show you to Lucille, because I guess that would be before Dom.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, I got one here, and I'd show you. I've got a card of the priest.
Ooh. I have the card of the Guardian.
Seems fitting.
So, okay, so I'll imagine that conversation has happened before we met Dom. Kyle, where would you fit into this?
So I have not determined where I came from at this point. Oh, nice. But so what freaked me out is, as an elf, I imagined myself more sleeping and like having the trance, which is like not necessarily dreaming. So when I had this dream, it probably freaked me out the most and was different for me. My kind of backstory, elves, as they go through their life cycle, they have a point where they reach adulthood. And up until that point, you can essentially remember your past lives and what has kind of brought you there, as souls are, in a way, recycled for elves. And when I hit adulthood, where I should have forgotten all of my past lives and my memories, I did not. And I can remember pretty much everything that's ever brought me to this point in my life, which has given me, as a bard, kind of like the jack of all trades, like, in a way, like I'm not perfect at anything, but I'm good at a lot of things just because I can recall a lot of things. So when this came up, for me, I was especially excited to come to Heroes Respite, or the new city, because I kind of feel like I did everything I could. I was kind of surpassing the elders as far as knowledge and expertise, and I'm like, I'm almost too good for this place, and I need something anyway. So when I had this dream, that kind of solidified it for me that I was ready to go. Now, I would say, I don't know how I would meet you guys, but I would assume I would probably be openly talking and like just storytelling at this bar and probably meeting as many people as I can and just like exchanging stories. That is definitely a way I would have probably run into one of you guys.
I like that. So you were another person that didn't know anyone else in the group.
Correct.
You had just gotten here, and then you are looking around for clues based on what you've heard in your dream.
Yes.
What you saw in that, which is unsettling. But then you see this person come in, and this rather large dwarf. You see
Say less than stout, perhaps.
So,
Lucia would probably be very uncomfortable in entering that. She would be very visibly out of her element, I guess. Not uncomfortable, more out of her element.
In a bar?
In a well, I guess it depends on how well, no, it's a newer bar. It depends on how rowdy it is, I guess. If it's kind of a seedy, like everybody's all drunk and gambling, it should be a little uncomfortable.
But
it's a meeting place.
Yeah.
So it's more Minnie's helping people, going around table to table.
Then no, I wouldn't. Then disregard. I'd feel right at home.
So Elrum, real quick, is large for a dwarf, as in like a normal person who's like 6'3", 6'4" is like large for a human. You're like, that guy's kind of like, he's taller than most people, but he's not like, holy shit, like he's really tall. But he's just like a taller dwarf, a little bit bigger of a belly, but like doesn't get in his way. But it's there.
And with Lucille, like she's already got, I'm assuming like the tables have either candles or lanterns or something for when it gets dark. As soon as it starts to hit dusk, she's got one of those things going in front of her.
Like, do you have can you bring me some more candles, please?
It's like if I can't get the match to light in a couple seconds, I just say screw it and I cast light.
It's a really bright light in the middle of the place. Like, oh, hi.
Maybe we should get matches that work then.
Cast it on the candle, so the candle's like not lit, but emitting just as much light.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kyle, then did you meet Paul and I, or did you meet Dom first?
I'm probably going to meet the most outgoing and most talkative person here. So I don't know out of you guys who would be the loudest or the most talkative.
That would probably be me.
Then you're probably the person I'm wandering towards to learn and tell you stories you didn't ask to hear.
I'm eating that up for sure.
Is Melody very obviously a Ladrin?
Yes.
Cool.
I would say. Let me look up the difference.
And what is her current season?
I can't see photos. Look, I forget the color.
Yeah, that's important. It's got
You have I think
So
You're right. I know all the seasons. I don't know the colors though.
So
Kyle, you have a
you
loot.
change depending on the season?
You have a what in my photo?
You have a loot in the photo. I think that's a loot, right?
Okay.
Is that the? Do you have an instrument with you?
I have 3.
Okay.
Hold on, sorry. I know I should have had this. Let me look this up real quick.
All right, I'm going to do another look at character sheets here. Does anyone else have any other questions? I know Dakota just jumped in. I'm not sure how he wants to tie Ileana in.
I probably just was like sitting at the bar like all day until I found people that matched the descriptions of my visions, and then I just started like saying a word. So I'm just like everyone's just like, who is she? And I'm like, I'm supposed to be with you. It's the will of the fates.
Before you jumped on, we quickly decided that Paul and I like walked into the bar together. We had talked about our cards. Dom was going to kind of see a card sticking out of my pocket, so that's how he recognized me. Kyle was also going to be in the bar just telling stories. I think kind of doing the same thing as you. Like, wait a second, I think I'm supposed to be with you.
Yeah, like I specifically like say you have a card, and then I don't know what it is, but I saw it.
I do. Yes.
I have a card.
What's your card? I'll like hand you my card.
So we're exchanging business cards now, huh?
Sure. Yeah.
My card is the Diviner, which makes sense for my character.
And mine is the Guardian.
Okay, I figured it out. Sorry. So there's no skin color change is what I was looking up. But I'm Spring, which is like the super excited, over energetic, maybe a little bashful currently because I'm like super excited to get into this. So the only thing it says as far as appearance, which I wasn't sure, is the hair color is like a golden or like a red with like violet eyes. So the skin color will change over things, but for now, it doesn't say skin color, so I would just assume like a pale.
Frisk.
Your
Yeah.
answer, I don't know if that would be obviously Eladrin or not.
Maybe to other elves, but to a common person, maybe not. Just kind of depends on how you portray it. Like if you started to grow leaves out of your wrists or something, or like there's just like little twigs hanging off of you with winter, like that would be something else. All right, so you guys have all met. Does anyone have any final remarks or things they'd like to do in Heroes Respite before you guys head out?
Oh, just a reminder, session 0 reminder stuff for Dakota, because he did hop on in a minute. Just that we've got, we talked about it before, but if you say it in Roll20, it happens. If you've got memes and stuff, there's a nonsense channel to put it in. And then the other important thing is just always be muted unless you're actively talking.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, any other final taskers?